Mac. I know it's not Matt. We appreciate you joining us. We just talked to your teammate, Matthew Slater, so thanks for coming in.
No problem.
The results, obviously, and I was listening to you after the game, the results, obviously, not what anyone wanted or expected this year. You did say yesterday, it stinks to be 2-7, but you do have no regrets about, some of the way that you've approached this season. Personally, how has it gone for you this year? Is it wearing on you, meaning the losses and where the team is at?
Yeah, I think it's just a learning experience for everybody, and haven't been here before. A lot of guys haven't, but at the same time, you got to realize that you're playing a game that you love, and you got to go out there and compete and find ways to win regardless of your circumstance. So there's no excuses. It's just all about us coming together, working hard, and figuring it out each day, really. It's not even week to week. You got to focus on the days, and once you start stacking days together, then something good will happen.
Matthew Slater said something similar. I just asked him this. What do you think you've learned about yourself as a leader and as an NFL player going through such a challenging season so far? Yeah,
I think it's hard, right? But that's kind of what we're here for. We play this game, with our teammates and for a good reason, right? And it's to win and have fun with each other and compete. And I think it's hard. It's easy, right, when you're winning and everything's great and everything's going your way, right? But when it's hard, what are you going to do? And for me, I just know that I have to keep fighting, and I know a lot of guys on our team will do the same thing.
Mac, you've talked a lot after these games about, going back to the drawing board, getting better, being better, making better throws, things like that. Do you feel like you've made progress this year? Not just you, but maybe the team in general. Do you feel like you've progressed through 8 weeks?
I mean, the record wouldn't say so, but that's really what you get judged on, right? It's the performance business, and for us, it's a lot of things, right? You want to have better games, you want to stack games, you want to stack days, like I just talked about, and but yeah, I definitely feel like physically and all that stuff, I've gotten better, and mentally, just keep working through all the trying to find ways to win. That's important. That's important because it's a results-based business.
You were asked yesterday after the game about throwing into tighter windows compared to some other quarterbacks. You called it a great point, a good question when you were asked about it. Why do you feel that way?
Yeah, I just think it's every offense is different, right? And you watch film of other teams, and other teams do things the way they do it, and we do it the way we do it. And that's what we want to focus on, is how can we get really good at doing what we do well. And that's, for me, just sticking to my reads, sticking to my process before the snap, and doing all the things I can to get the ball to the right guy. And we do it, on actually most of the plays we did it yesterday. And there's a few plays we didn't, and those ended up hurting us, in the long run. So it's hard, right, when you do maybe, say you do 90% really well, and then the other 10%'s not as good, you're going to end up losing. So it's tough.
But you're not scheming up tight windows, right? I mean, that's not part of what you're scheming and looking for.
I mean, no, of course you want to have some people, wide open, and that will happen. Like, right, in a game you might get it 2 or 3 times, and as a quarterback you want to hit those, right? You want to be able to hit them, and sometimes you don't realize it until you watch the film, like I always talk about, right? And but yeah, it's you watch football. I watch football of other games. I watch teams we're about to play, and there's a lot that goes into it. And really, for us, it's about how can we get better.
I was just looking at Next Gen stats before our show, and for Week 9, they had your top 5 pass catchers had like 1.77 yards of separation compared to the league average, which is closer to like 3. Is that something you feel like you can prepare for in practice when you're leading up to these games, that you can replicate what it's like to throw oftentimes into a window that tight when you're just going up against your own defense or scout team?
Look, I think that we have guys out there that are really trying and doing a good job. Really, it's football, right? It's the NFL. The window for separation is very quick, and it might be there for 0.1 second, and you got to kind of fit it in there. So it just depends on the play too, right? One play could be, maybe the defense is not taking that away, or they're giving you the shorter throws or whatnot. So there's a lot that goes into each play. Really, it's based on the play. Some plays there's tight windows. Some plays the guys are wide open. Some plays, it's kind of 50-50. There's a guy there, but is he really there? And that's kind of the NFL. When you compare it, everyone always asks, right? High school, college, NFL. That's the NFL. It's tight.
That's the biggest difference that you've noticed in your quarterbacking?
I mean, I wouldn't say biggest, but that's one of the things for sure. I mean, I remember someone or a coach in college told me that when he was recruiting me. It's, when you get to college, it's a little tighter windows, and then when you get to the NFL, it's even closer. So you just got to be really precise.
I know this isn't a decision that you get to make. Obviously, it's over your head. But we heard Bill Belichick talk about how good of a week of practice Kayshon had. Were you surprised not to see him active yesterday?
I mean, I don't do those decisions, and at the end of the day, I have a lot of trust in all those guys. I really do. And a lot of those guys are young football players, and they have a lot of skill, a lot of talent, and honestly, they've done a good job. So I've been happy with everybody.
Talking to Patriots quarterback Mac Jones. He joins us every Monday on a Patriots Monday here on Jones and Mego with Arcand on WEEI. We talk to Dan Orlovsky each week. He told us last week you reached out to him looking for some feedback, some advice. Why do you view him as a good resource?
Like I talked about, I mean, there's people that you can talk to and try and get advice from just from what they see. And I'm always trying to get better, always trying to improve, and whether that's my family, the coaches here, players around the league, whatever. So I'm always going to try and get better.
When you say players around the league, whether they're current quarterbacks, ex-quarterbacks, are there ex-quarterbacks you seek out? You don't have to name names, but are there ex-quarterbacks you seek out and try to see what they see and get answers that they may have to the test?
Not really. I mean, I always talk to the Alabama guys, right? Because there's a lot of Alabama guys in the NFL, and I'm not talking about quarterbacks, just in general, right? Players, even the team we just went against, right? There's a few guys that I played with, and I think that's a good resource when you're talking to people, and it's a fraternity. It's the Alabama fraternity, right? It's everybody together, and I think that's a good resource.
When there are other programs with so many players in the NFL, like Georgia, for example,
Yeah.
do you notice like your other teammates with the Patriots doing the same thing, keeping that fraternity going when you're in the NFL, even if you're on opposite coasts or in the same division?
Yeah, I mean, those are our friends and our teammates, right? So, I mean, everyone talks.
You talked about this a little bit yesterday, but those two throws to JuJu at the end in the last drive there, one of them he picked up on fourth down. The other one, we saw how the game ended. You guys, it sounds like have a pretty good relationship as things. What's the conversation like after that?
Oh, we're good. I mean, I told him if you don't make the play before that one, then we're not there. So it's it's football. It's like I said, it's a bang bang play. It's always like that in the NFL, right? It goes one way or the other, and you make the play, and maybe go into overtime, and if you don't, you don't. So it is what it is, and I can do things better throughout the game to not even be in that position. So everyone wants to put one thing on one player, but we're all in this together, and that's how we approach it.
Time now for our quarterback question of the week. It's brought to you by Northeast Men's Health, the experts in men's sexual health with offices in Dedham, Marlborough, Woburn, and Salem, New Hampshire. You can visit northeastmenshealth.com. Have you you haven't played in an international game in New England yet? Have you been to Europe before?
Yeah.
You have been? Where have you been?
When I was little, like I've been to like Italy and France and stuff.
Oh, nice. You speak any other languages, or you're going to be ready for the local German language? No,
nah, probably not.
Have
no.
you been to Germany?
I have not.
Me neither.
Yeah,
I'd like to go.
We were trying to think of a tourist attraction in Germany. We couldn't think of one. Can you think of one? Is there like a place you're going to
They have
go
a lot
check
of castles.
Castles, yeah, they
Yeah.
got castles.
out? Castles like churches.
Wait,
and
okay,
stuff?
Arcand, what's a tourist attraction in Ireland?
I don't know. I've never been there.
Castles.
That's
Yeah,
true.
all these European
In
countries.
France,
have
you got the
same
Eiffel Tower. You got Big Ben. There's places in Europe. I don't know. I
He's
can't
a-
think one thing.
Big Ben
in Germany.
is not in France.
he's a bit of a
It's in
size
England,
queen.
I know
Is
it
what he is. He's a bit of a size queen. Where's your favorite place to visit? Like when you get downtime, off season or whatever. Where's your favorite place to visit vacation?
I mean, I don't really go anywhere, so back home, Jacksonville. I don't know.
Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Is it nice this time of year? We are, in the summer. Is that the kind of time we want to be there if we're planning on a trip?
Jacksonville's nice.
A show road trip down to Jacksonville?
We'll see.
We'll
You're
see.
like, don't go down there.
Well, Mac Jones, we appreciate the time.
Thanks, Mac.
Best of luck on the trip to Germany this week. Best of luck this weekend. We'll talk to you next Monday.
All right, see ya.
All right, Mac Jones,
you, Mac.
as all our guests, joins us on the Harbor One Hotline.